thanks for joining me again today in another video for my Project Live Catch Up Friday video series. So for today, I've got week 35 for you. But before we get started, I just want to kind of talk to you about what's going to be going on in the next few weeks. So this will be posted, this video will be posted on the 22nd of July 2016, which means that it's going to be the last video for a little while for me. It's actually the last Project Live video for a little while for me. I'll be so from next Monday I will be posting a week in a life process, my week in a life process. So that will go from Monday to Friday. So each day there will be a new video, and for Friday I'll be walking you through my completed album. And after that, so Friday is the last video for the next couple weeks. So I'll be away for 2 weeks. I'm going on holiday, and so I won't be back until the 15th of August. And so that will be the first video, Project Live video back, and that will be the Project Live Monday video. And another thing I want to say before we get started is the fact that I am, truly, I wanted to say thank you for all of you guys who have been, following me and, watching all my videos. And, I think I've got 800 subscribers currently, and I'm just so glad, so grateful that you're all subscribed, and for all of you, my long-time subscribers as well as new subscribers. And I think when I get to 1,000 there will be a big celebration, so there might be a series or something, and I might do a travel album for my holiday as well. So I'll be going to Japan for a couple of weeks, so I'm super excited. So let's get started. And so the first thing I want to note is that I am going to be using the March scrapbook kit, not scrapbook, Project Live kit from Calico, and it's called Homespun. And so the first thing we're doing here is just adding the title, and that would be obviously 35, and I decided, instead of just spelling out the word 5 as well, I decided to go with 30 and then THRTY and then number 5, just mainly because I don't want to fully cover the whole photo there. And the puffy stickers I'm using here are from Calico, and I think it's one of their color theory one, and I think it's called Mint Green, sorry. And the next thing I'm doing here is I'm adding this label sticker, which is actually from a digital file. So it's a digital file I purchased from Calico, and I printed out just using my normal printer and then my Silhouette to cut that up. And now I'm just adding the dates. I'm using the Project Live roller date stamp here with my VersaFine black ink, and then I drew just a dash in the middle of the 2 dates using my precision black pen there. Now I've chosen a 4x6 journaling card, and I decided to cut that up into half, so I got a 3x2, 3x4 journaling cards. And then I'm going to add, some white cardstock on top of that, mainly because I'm not a big fan of writing directly onto, a pattern paper unless it's really, really clean one. So I decided to just I cut up a piece of 3x4 journaling card from Project Live and decided to cut that up and then add it just at the bottom. Sometimes I added it to the top, and yeah. The next thing we're doing here is I want to add, a prompt onto this journaling card, and I decided to pick out these, I think it's called Facts and Feelings, I think it's label stickers from Ali Edwards, and I think it came with one of her story kit. But this one I actually purchased separately from the website, and I think it's really cheap. So I think it's like 90 cents or less than $1, less than a US dollar. So it's pretty good value. So I decided to get 2. And I think it's really cool as a prompt, mainly because, you know, you have, you know, facts, feelings, and I mean, it goes for anything, right? Those words. And now I'm just adding my journaling there, and I essentially talked about the photo that it's currently next to that, but I'll move that around just a little bit. And the next thing I'm doing here is I am choosing another 3x4 journaling card from the kit. And I decided to supplement that with the another Project Live documentary kit from Calico, and I think this one is actually from a newer kit, which is I think Jolly Holiday, and which is from May 2016. And I essentially, what did I talk about? I talked about the candles. So, you know, the photo just above it where I put my title. So essentially talk about the candles, and, you know, I've been enjoying that, you know, while taking a shower, and as soon as it's really nice and relaxing. It's a good way to, you know, unwind, I guess. And now I'm just adding I guess some white cardstock there so that I can add some journaling. And I essentially just cut up a piece of 3x4 journaling card, just a little bit smaller than, just trim it on the side, and then also use my corner chomper to round the corner as well. And another thing that I added onto that white piece there, which is the heart sticker, which is from, I think it's from the Wild Story kit, from Mally with Wild Story kits. So. And now I'm choosing a bunch of these word bubbles that are from the Read Story kit. So in that photo there, I just got a new Kindle, so I thought it fits the photo really well, just talking about, you know, getting my new Kindle and, you know, excited about the reading that I can do on it. And now I also, so to hear those speech bubbles, I use some foam dots. And then I add just a little bit of journaling just on the side there. And the next thing I'm doing here is I want to embellish this photo here by using a bunch of word phrase stickers. And so I essentially just going through my stash, to be honest, and to see which one fits. And I decided to go with this one, which is from I think it's from the first story kit. It actually has adhesive backing, but I kind of pulled it out incorrectly, I think. So it didn't have any adhesive at the back. So I decided to just add, you know, some, what do you call it? The glossy accents, or it's a last word. And then I also add another piece of word phrase sticker, which is also from the first story kit as well. And I think it is numero uno, so essentially first. And then I added these star piece of chipboard thing, which is from Calico. And I'm just doing some journaling directly onto this photo here. Sometimes I tend to take, I guess, photos, I guess, in mind that, you know, so that, you know, that did not make sense. I tend to take photos where I keep in mind that I want some background area so that I can do my journaling. And this is, you know, exactly that. So, and the next thing I'm doing here is I want to add one of these wood veneer pieces. And I decided to go with this one, WCW, which I think it's composite. I think it means Wednesday something women. Yes. Something about fun, something about a gym. I can't remember what it was, but I think it fits really well. So I decided to heat emboss that with some embossing powder from Ranger, and that is called Liquid Platinum. It is currently, apart from white one, it is currently my favorite color, to be honest. It's not super gold. It's not also silver. It's like kind of, it's almost a champagne color, which is really cool. So. And so I heat embossed that. I use Versafine mark ink in order to just attach, you know, just to ink up the wood veneer pieces there. And now I am just doing some journaling across along the side there using my fine line Sharpie pen. And now I'm also going to be adding these rubber peas, which says good vibes. And I got this from a Studio Calico kit. I can't remember which one it was, to be honest. When I see something like this, which I don't normally use, I tend to just, well, which it's kind of hard to find a use for, I tend to put in a different box so that so I remember to use it rather than keep it in a kit. And this is exactly that situation. I also added some journaling around the kind of the edge of the bowl there using my Sharpie black pen once again. Now the next thing I'm doing here is I am going to do some stamping, and I'm going to stamp this stamp which came from the Built Story kit, Ali Edwards Built Story kit, and I kind of going through a few different inks, to be honest. I think the first one is the VersaFine, I think it's called Timber Brown ink, and I wasn't a big fan of it initially, and then I tried another one, which is this, I think it's Cocoa Brown Memento Luxe ink. I actually went back to the VersaFine Timber Brown ink. I think the reason I didn't fully like it was because it wasn't very dark. I think I'm just used to with black ink, to be honest. It's slightly different, and to be honest, looking at it now, I actually quite like it. So there you go. And then I trimmed that up and added onto that photo there using some foam dots. And I also did some journaling just underneath that area there, and then I kind of drew a box around it and also underlined the journaling as well. And I think the reason I did that just mainly because I didn't have a lot to say, but I like how there's almost a vertical line, like two vertical lines, you know, from the top to the bottom, kind of going from the left side of that banner that says Love That, and to the right there. And the next thing I'm doing here is I'm also going to be adding a bit more stamping directly onto this blank piece of 3x4 journaling card. And this particular stamp is actually from the Spark Story stamp. And I added that. I used the Memento Luxe ink, and the colour itself is called Love Letter. I also added this piece of, I guess, a strip of pattern paper in a way, just a leftover, actually I think it's the bottom of I think it's from the Currently core kit. But to be honest, any stripy pattern paper or any pattern paper will be fine there too. And I am just adding some journaling here. And what I essentially talked about is a photo just on the right of it. I talked about how the fact that we went for breakfast at this place, which is called Alpha. And we had these, I think it's Italian vanilla slice, which was very, very nice. It's very different from the French one, I think, and it's a bit thicker. The vanilla is a bit more custardy, which is great. So, and the next thing I'm doing here is I am adding some word phrase stickers, and I tend to do 3 at the time, or at least 2 with another something else. So I picked out 2 word phrase stickers. I think the top one is actually from the Week in Alive kit, so I've got some left over, and the grey one is, I think it's from a Studio Calico kit, and then also that bottom one as well, which is the orange one there. And the next thing you see me doing here is I've just picked out a 3x4 journaling card from the Studio Calico kit, and I started to spell out the word snack. And these stickers, these alphabet stickers, are actually from a Studio Calico kit. I'm not sure which one they're from though. So. But any of phrase stickers, no, sorry, any of the stickers would be fine there too. And the next thing I'm doing there is I added some journaling, talking about the photo on the left of it, which is, you know, talking about the snack we had. And it was essentially afternoon tea, but we had a big afternoon tea, let's put it that way. And then I decided to add some stamping, and decided to I'm just looking through a bunch of roller stamps that I've got. And I was actually looking for the word afternoon. I couldn't find that. And I went with the word hello instead. So it's essentially, I think it said snack hello, which probably should have been hello snack. But that's okay. All good. The next thing I'm doing here is I want to add some journaling. And so I decided to cut up a piece of just the journaling card, a 4x6 journaling card. And now I'm just cleaning my desk a little bit. So I cut that up, and I am going to adhere that on the left side of the photo there. I think I cut up a piece that was slightly too small, so I decided to just cut up one more. And then I cut one that's too small once again, and then I cut it again. I go and trim a new one. So finally I got this piece here, and I think for some of you who don't use a selfie, the selfie photo papers, the paper itself is actually quite small, so it's not exactly 4x6. So if you have a 4x6 journaling card that you want to put directly on top of the photo, then you will need to trim it a little bit. And that's what happened to me there. I couldn't be bothered measuring, so I decided to just, eyeball it, and yeah, so it was too small, so that's why I had to cut it a couple of times. And now I am adding a stamp there, which is from the Craft Story stamp, and essentially it says "Do what you love," which is pretty cool. And I essentially talk about I'm going to be talking about the photos, the two photos that's, exactly what's the one that's on it, and also the one that's on the left of it as well. And I also outlined that stamp as well, just using a thicker precision pen. I think I used the 08 version rather than the 03, just mainly because I want the thickness to be consistent with the stamp image. So I think the 08 was a bit better. The next thing I'm doing here is I'm just adding the word yum directly on top of that photo there, just on the plate area there. And these alphabet stickers are from Ali Witt's website. So that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you liked it, please give it a thumbs up so I know that you enjoyed it. As I mentioned before, I won't be back until the 15th of, well, at least the Project Live video, I won't be back until the 15th of August. I will be enjoying my holiday, and if you want YouTube to let you know when my next video comes out, please subscribe, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye!